What's going on? What's going on, good people? You know what time it is. It's time for the cage. We got a few things for you today, some new topics, and just a few things we're going to touch on today. Nothing too crazy, but definitely want to get some stuff off. And we also going to let the fans in tonight. So y'all sit back, relax, and enjoy. We got you covered. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
Hey, man, let's go ahead and get to it. Definitely appreciate everybody for coming through tonight. Hey, if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, go ahead and do so. We got you covered. So welcome. We got some folks that's going to be coming through here tonight. But first off, I got to bring in one of the veterans of this thing here that has been with me since day one. We got Killer K-Dub in the building. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up? Good to be in the building tonight. Birdcage family and the subscribers out there, man. Like I said, I'm ready to get into these topics. Great to be in the house with the historian and myself, K-Dub, and I'm going to have some other people coming in shortly lately. But like I said, I'm excited about the city of Atlanta. Throwing it, I don't want to go off topic, but none Falcon related.
No. I wore this shirt for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
I need you to go ahead and say it. Let's go.
Damn.
Let's go.
Dogs. Let's go. We went back
man,
to back.
Hey, hold up. It's a Falcon show, baby, but understand this. We rock with all Atlanta sports, baby. So shout out to the Atlanta Hawks for finally having a competent general manager and also drafting the Georgia Bulldog. It looks like the Falcons and the Hawks have figured out there's talent up the road.
It's talent up the road, bringing them two Georgia boys, bringing them home, man. Bringing them back to the crib. And
speaking of that, I got to give a special shout out to the legendary Michael Vick. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday to the legend out here, Mr. Michael Vick Experience, man. And good luck coming up for this upcoming season down in Norfolk State, man. Definitely, I'm going to be going to that game between Norfolk State and Delaware State. Same night Georgia and Alabama play, but that'll be during the daytime. So I got to make sure I'm ready for that. But man, let's go ahead and get to it, K-Dub. The first topic of the night, we got a former Falcon quarterback, but he also covers college football. A man by the name of Danny Cannell. First off, if you know who Danny Cannell is, he's one of the biggest SEC haters in the world. Let's get this out first and foremost. So it's not too much that he rocks with when it comes to anything outside of Florida State. But he also was a quarterback for the New York Giants, and it's an infamous highlight film that he was victimized by Prime, as Prime did most people, on a pick six. And then he plays from Atlanta from 1996 to 2003. Led the Falcons to a 10-2 record. During his time, he was leading with the Falcons. And also, let's see what else his numbers were. He threw 5,746 yards, 552 attempts completed, and then you had 1,072 pass attempts with 46 touchdowns and 41 interceptions. Definitely a very mediocre quarterback. He was great at Florida State because of the talent that was around him, but he got to the NFL, mediocre guy, but it's okay. He literally predicted Atlanta to go 7-10. That's what he has them at worst, 7-10. Now, when you look at Atlanta's schedule and you look at everything that's coming along with it, I just laugh at it. Danny Cannell is a guy that you can't take him serious because it's kind of like a wrestling promo back in the day, as we would say. You're promoting a match or you're promoting a narrative. Danny promotes horrible narratives sometimes. But for you to say this team was going to go 7-10 this year and you saw the promise of last year, makes me think. How do you feel about this, K-Dub?
Like I said, it's the off season. A lot of people have a lot of things to say, even former players. And say, even Julio and those guys have things to say about previous seasons. It's just time to say something. Even we have things to say in the off season. So, I mean, it's great content. It's something to talk about at the water cooler, but I don't take it with a grain of salt. 7-10 is really asinine in my perspective, because what we've been doing, even with piss poor coaching and coaching decisions, we've been improving by at least one game every year. So for us to go back to 7-10 doesn't make any sense. I see if he said we would win 8 games again or something, or 9 games, but it doesn't make any sense to go say 7-10 unless you're just looking for shock value, a la Skip or something like that, just trying to raise some eyebrows and get people to talking and talking bad about you. If it's good or bad, if it's just good content, and you get people to say your name. We're saying basically giving him a platform and speaking about Danny Cannell. Like I said, he didn't really do anything in the league to me. I mean, in college he had a pretty decent career, but in the league, he wasn't. He was an afterthought in my opinion. So if you want to talk down on somebody, we can talk down upon you, Mr. Danny Cannell. So on this show, you can poo-poo that back to your show and kick rocks, in my opinion.
I understand. I honestly understand where you're coming from with that. And when you look at Danny, you got to give it to him. Danny understands how to be in a situation where he can actually grab attention, knee-jerk reactions, eyeballs, different things of that sort. Man, great entertainer. You can't take it away, because guess what? He got the whole fan base pissed off of what he said, and he works for CBS Sports. So he's been doing this for a long time. And it's not just us. It's many fan bases that he does this to. So if you heard what he was saying, you got to let it go. It's like water off of a duck's back. Just go ahead and let it roll, because you can't take what he says serious, period. You can't. Now, as a quarterback, I'll say this. If he's talking about throwing a football, that's one thing that I can say that Danny actually could do really well. He just didn't translate it well into the NFL. But Danny can throw the hell out of a football. So that's something that you can't take away from him. But when you look at the Falcons at this point, I see a lot of great things that are on the horizon with this team. I'm okay with you giving these boys bulletin board material. I'm okay with the Falcons being in a situation where you don't want to give these guys their credit. You really want to just discredit them. And let's be honest. Yeah, Penix went 1-2 last year, but that second loss really wasn't on him. The first, you know what I mean? Second loss, pretty much defense just gave up in overtime is what it was. And we just literally lost that game. Now, the interceptions that he threw, 2 of those interceptions that he threw was not on him. Those are on people that were supposed to catch the ball. Put the ball on him. Now, he was critical of him, but he said there's a lot of upside to Michael Penix too. So Danny also did give credit. I'm not going to sit there and take away from it. He did give credit to the moves that this team has made, but there's a lot of uncertainty, as he said. So I can understand on the uncertain part, because we had the division wrapped up. We swept the division champs and we gave it away. So guess what? It's no need to be mad, ladies and gentlemen. Understand this. We literally have given these guys ammunition to criticize us, rightfully so. It's not poo-pooing anything, and I'm not saying that because of K-Dub saying it. I'm saying this because as a fan base, you have to understand. Take your feelings out of it. Take the glasses off. When you have a team that has a division wrapped up and they piss it away like that, you get everything you deserve in the offseason, verbally. You get it. So until we change the narrative of Falcons football, just be prepared for all this to come. There's optimism, but there's criticism that's going to be coming with that. And to me, I feel we rightfully so earned that criticism. Even if we don't want to hear it, we've earned it.
No, I mean, I understand criticism, but I feel like that's haterism right there, saying 7-10. You could have said 8.
Now I agree with you on the record, but the things that he did put out there when he said Raheem Morris has been in tight situations and he's screwed up, I mean, what can you say? Kirk Cousins coming here, we can't argue this. A lot of the stuff that he threw out was valid. The only thing that was not valid was that 7-10 record. I'm with you on that. Okay. Look, this is the one time y'all see me and K-Dub getting in the car together and we riding. I'm driving the car, K-Dub next to the shooter.
Right now.
Hey, man. But and shout out to the Ignorant Thinkers podcast into the building, man. Ron, Chocolate Girl, my guy Dennis, Eagles fan.
Shout out.
And Sam and all those guys, man. We definitely gonna get Dennis back on coming up this year. He was a joy to have on here. Definitely great content. If y'all want to check it out, man, y'all go ahead and check him out over there. The Ignorant Thinkers podcast, man.
I know his head gonna be like this. Now they got another championship. So.
But one thing we can do, we can pretty much say, you know what? We got them, though. We didn't lose to them. That's the only thing we have. But it don't matter because they got that trophy.
Yeah. They
so
got
shout out to those guys and whatnot over there at the Ignorant Thinkers podcast, man. And he has us, and here's the funny thing, he actually has us predicted to win 10 games or more. In that podcast, they actually have us predicted to that. I said the worst we go is 10-7. My ceiling is 11-6, to be realistic, because we got a lot of things that we got to work on, and it's a lot of things it's got to get into play. So I think we can go 10-7 or 11-6. Those are my predictions.
I just feel like 9 wins won our division last year, and I feel like 9 wins will get us the division this year. Just feel like we'll improve, but if we get to 11, I'll be ecstatic. But I just feel like we should still win the division, but feel we could win it with 9 wins because our division just piss poor. I mean, we've improved the division with the draft throughout the guys that we've drafted and the guys in Carolina and New Orleans, things have drafted, but I just still we could possibly win this division with 9 wins. That's just my opinion. And if we do win more, of course I'm going to take it, but we'll see how that goes.
Agreed. As Dennis said, you got to sweep Tampa. I agree with you on that. I really want to sweep the division so it's no questions asked. No kind of questions if we sweep the division, because I believe we were good enough to do it last year. We just gave up the draws at inopportune times. So it's a chance.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about it. You got former and current starters for the Atlanta Falcons at this point that are on thin ice for training camp and possibly could be cut and sent out or traded and sent elsewhere. David Onyemata is one that no one's talking about. Trey Anderson is another one. D. Alford is another one. When you look at the Atlanta Falcons at this point, you really see a lot of things with this team where there's potential to be great. But here's my thing. You got to start getting rid of the riffraff at this point. You have to start getting rid of the riffraff. And when you look at it, I'm not putting that game, the Minnesota game, all on D. Alford because we all looked off on the secondary that game. But I will say this. The only way that he makes this team at this point is he's got to be a special teams ace. And kick returner, punt returner, as he's done well with. And pretty much he's gonna have to earn his keep by being a good cover man. That's the only way he's gonna be able to keep a job here because it's too much competition here in the secondary now that we've drafted guys. We got guys as undrafted free agents, and we have guys in the wings. We're gonna break this down first. Let's talk about D. Alford in this sense. Do you feel as if he can keep his job this year, K-Dub? Or do you feel as if what's going to happen is he's going to have to go elsewhere if special teams doesn't work out for him?
I mean, I feel like the latter, like you're saying. I believe that. I mean, I'm a strong believer. A lot of these guys that we brought back that were here last year, we specifically brought them back basically to train up and teach these younger guys that we drafted. And I don't think they will make the roster. I do believe they will be cut eventually before this season starts. And they're basically used as a pawn to help basically facilitate and show these young guys and try to get them caught up to speed before week 1. That's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, and a lot of guys can make the team, but I feel like these young guys, they want to go younger, and they want to go younger quicker than you would think they would. So basically sooner than later. So they want to be at, like I said, the year we went to the Super Bowl with 5 rookies starting that year. So it can happen, and we got 2 coaches that were on that team, so they know that a lot of rookies can make a lot of impact playing together. Even Seattle had a lot of rookies on their team previous last year that played in some big time ball games in the playoffs last year. So it can happen, and I just feel like that's the route that I was going to take. Now, Onyemata, I believe, survives and he stays another year, and then we'll get rid of him next season. But the other guys, the latter guys, D. Alford, what was the first you said? Somebody else, D. Alford, Onyemata.
So I got D. Alford, David Onyemata, and then you also have Troy Anderson. I say
Troy
this.
Anderson. I believe Troy Anderson gets cut too. I don't think he makes his team. That's just my opinion. Leave it like that.
I'm with you on that. But the thing is, they're trying to give him another opportunity. But at this point, like I said before, if he can't stay healthy, you got to just go ahead and do what's best for him. You got to cut bait. And you got to put yourself in a situation or whatnot to produce. Yeah. And at this point, the man hasn't produced. I understand people get tied to players, but you have to realize we're in the business of results, not in the business of feelings, business of results. Until you can actually have if you can't have consistent linebacker play from this guy, all he's doing is stealing paychecks at this point. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm not crapping on the guy, but again, I'm going to be the voice of reason with this team. You're not going to like what I'm going to say? Tough. Honesty and accountability has to be had. It has to be. You got a guy that truly never played linebacker. It's only so much that Jeff Ulbrich can do with teaching this guy and raw ability. It's like this. You either have it or you don't. Your learning time was supposed to be in high school and in college. You only played 1 year linebacker in college. You were a great athlete, but it has not transitioned to Atlanta. It hasn't. If we're going to keep him here, why not put him in the backfield as a fullback? Hell, he was a running back in college. The system that we're going to run, why not give him a chance to play on the offensive side to help out the running game in this offense? Shanahan's offense needed a fullback. Guess what? He's got good hands. He's got good speed. If he's not making it on defense, give him an opportunity to go back to what he was doing in college. The man is an offensive player. He was an athlete that converted to linebacker. You saw the speed. You saw the hands. You've seen a lot of intangibles. That's just me. If you want to keep him on this team, defense is not going to be his strong suit. Put him in a position to give him a shot on offense before you get rid of him, because you might have a gem offensively and having him in the backfield, because he was a running back in college. So I'm not just saying throw him away. I'm saying at least before you try to get rid of him, try to get something else out of him. How do you feel about that, Kay?
He's very versatile as a player. But the key thing I'm gonna keep harking back to is, even if he's at the fullback position, can he stay healthy? That's why I just feel like he's going to be cut, because some people just you can't predict how your body's going to break down or how it's going to handle playing at the next level. This is not college anymore. This is not Montana. You're playing against grown ass men, and his body is not reflecting well, getting hit against grown men. It's just not. It's because he keeps getting hurt. So, and at the fullback position, you'll take more hits, I'm thinking, because you're out there blocking for Bijan or Tyler or whoever the running back may be. And I feel like you'll have more context. You got to get out there and you got to get a hat on the hat and block every time. Even that linebacker, you'll get a lot of contact, but that linebacker, that doesn't mean you're going to make the tackle every time. So you may not touch somebody on every play, but at fullback, you're going to have to get out there and lay a block. So I'm just worried about his injury history. That's the main thing. And he's very versatile as a player, but I'm really worried about the injury history. I just feel like we need to cut bait with him.
He only played 1 year linebacker in college, bro. He didn't play linebacker that long. He was an offensive player. He was in the secondary. He only played linebacker for 1 year in college, and he transitioned into the NFL, and he was drafted as a linebacker / edge rusher. That was what he was listed as. He was not a linebacker in college except for 1 year. That was an experiment because they had injuries at his school. So he did get 1 year in, but he didn't play his whole career as that. He was mainly a quarterback and a running back. He was a spot player on defense pretty much.
But that's just my assessment of it. I mean, I know he can play the fullback. He may even be out there 2 games and have a great outstanding, and then the third game he gets hurt. I'm like,
so I got you, my guy. No, I got you, my guy. No, I was just making. No, we actually spoke on the spots that he played because he did get enough a little spot at that safety position too. So shout out to our guy Jamal 05. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Definitely educating the folks out here as well, like we trying to do over here. Definitely appreciate that. You active in the chat, thank God. But I'm just looking at it from a whole different standpoint of what can you get out of this guy? Because now you have linebackers. Now he's going to be buried on the depth chart. He's shown flashes with special teams, but do you use him as another offensive weapon? Do you keep him around? Like you said, stays hurt. So we wouldn't know. But David Onyemata played great 1 year, disappeared. This is a make it or break season for him too. Is Atlanta going to keep him, or are they going to go ahead and get rid of him after this year? This year, he has to do something. You know, Kadavius Street has to as well, because now you have Dorless, you have Trice, and you have so many different people or whatnot that's coming through that now they're getting ready to give this guy challenges for his spot. And you also have the guy that we just got from the Rams or whatnot. So all I'm saying is it's competition now.
Yeah. I don't feel like Onyemata makes his team next year. I think this is his last role. I think he knows that. I think they have already articulated that, communicated that with him in private. He kind of knows that. So this is his last run because he's a true veteran, pro. So you can bring him in and say, like, hey, we're going to move in a different direction. This is the last ride you have in Atlanta here. Let's help get these young guys ready to go, get ready to roll, and then we'll start them upcoming next year. But this is his last year here. Like we got rid of Grady this year, and then we'll get rid of Onyemata next year. But that's just what I see voting for the Falcons.
And when you look at Morgan Fox, and that's what my guy put that out there. When you look at Morgan Fox, let's be honest. Morgan Fox, zero technique, a guy that actually knows how to get upfield, has a strong push, strong as a bull, and smart as a football player. And for me, I'm okay with them bringing him in. At this point, Street's got to go. I think Onyemata's got to go, and I think Graham's got to go because Graham can't stay healthy. So we have 3 bodies that we are going to use this year, but you have to start replacing some things. And I'm going to be honest with you. This is where scouting comes in at. You ended up getting a young man from Miami. You got Barrow that's here, Simon Barrow, who was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, defensive tackle, and he was an unstoppable force last year, and he was very good at Miami. So you can bring him into the rotation with Ruka Roro and these guys. And all I can say is now you got to start cutting bait with the old. When you look at the scouting reports, the scouting report is just not X's and O's that you're looking at. You're looking at what a guy can do to impact your ball club and your franchise as a whole. Are you going to take a guy that's going to be in a situation to where they're going to impact you to where they're going to be able to produce? They're going to be a good leader in the locker room. Are they going to be a role player? There are so many intricate ways that you can look at it. You know, I think one of the greatest scouts of all time that does not get credit for helping put together the New York Sack Exchange, and yes, I'm showing some history today. You guys got to look at Miss Connie Carberg, one of the best scouts of all time. And she was the first female scout in the NFL in the 70s. Do your research if you don't know who she is. She drafted a Hall of Famer and Joe Klecko that came out of Temple. She drafted Mark Gastineau out of a small school in Oklahoma. Then you got to also look at Marty Lyons, and then you also got to look at Mr. Abdul or whatnot. And when you see the Sack Exchange, it's crazy. It's crazy when you look at the Warrior of Peace. And when you look at Mr. Abdul Salam, he was literally one of the glue. He was pretty much the glue on that defensive line that kept everything together. So when you see that, she was schooled by Woody Hayes, who taught her the game. You look at the fact that she grew up in the Jets organization. You have to understand, when you scout players, you have to have a love for the game of football. You can't be biased when it comes to players. You either love the game or you don't, because what you're doing, you're just studying players, not just X's and O's. You're actually studying them as people. So when we look at this, K-Dub, we have people we did our thing in the undrafted side of the house, but I still need to see a little bit more from our scouting department, man. You know what I mean? Because I think we're going to build a depth, but I just want to see a little bit more. How do you feel?
I mean, I feel like the scouting part did a good job. I mean, of course, we only had 5 draft picks, and I feel like we maximized them. I mean, this upcoming year we'll have more picks, and then they can have time to redeem themselves for previous years that they've made bad and ill-advised and unwavering picks. So, like I said, man, I feel like they're moving in the right direction, but I mean, only time will tell. I just want to be positive about it, you know, and still give them some kudos. Like I said, they maximized those 5 draft picks that we did have. But, of course, I want them to continue to keep over those rocks and trying to find those diamonds in the rough, man, and continue to build this organization and this franchise back into a winning franchise. I mean, a lot of people say a lot of things about the Matt Ryan ran teams, but we were consistently in the playoffs, man. So I'm trying to just get back to that and get back to we at least have some type of respect in the NFL. You know, you can't win a Super Bowl every year, but get back to some kind of respectability.
And I got to give a special shout out to Miss Connie Carberg, who's actually watching the show right now. So shout out to one of the Jets legends or whatnot and NFL pioneers who's watching this show. So shout out to you, Miss Carberg. We appreciate your contributions to the game, and we definitely look forward to having you on the show one day. So can't wait for that to happen. Hint, hint. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and keep this thing moving. So talking about how Atlanta's team has built from itself from the ground, pretty much has been built from the ground up with draft picks, with failed attempts to get things here. They finally had a draft that people could agree on, and everybody keeps talking about the 5 picks. Look, the 5 picks are nice, but this is what I keep telling people. It wasn't the 5 picks that they cooked on. It was the undrafted free agency side that they cooked on. The 5 picks were the obvious. It's the stuff that's not obvious that you have to equate for. Kobe Bryant. You look at Dante Manning, another corner that's a 4-3 guy that can actually cover and hit. The only thing he's got to work on is his patience. He's going to be a good piece for us to have on this team. Let's just continue to keep talking. I talked about Barrow, and then we're also talking about the offensive tackles that we drafted. You have to look at Atlanta all the way around. The undrafted free agency side of the house was cash this year. It was straight cash. And most of the guys that we ended up getting were all top 200. They were all top players in the country, by the way. No questions asked on that.
Yeah, we did our thing.
But But I don't know, K-Dub. When you look at it, we got to see how it matriculates, because my thing is this. If any of these undrafted free agents outplay the starters, I don't care about anything else but winning. Put the guys in who can play. That's where I'm at. Put the guys in who give us a chance to win ball games.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
I'm harping on Josh Simon. Kyle Pitts fans are not going to like it, but guess what? Josh Simon is his worst nightmare right now, because they've already talked about Josh Simon like they've been talking about Kobe Bryant, whether y'all know it or not. So, again, I'm okay with competition, because it's either going to make these guys or it's going to break them. And that's where I'm at. My feelings are not involved. It's a business at this point.
Exactly.
But getting back to it, K-Dub, we got something else. And going from the expandable side of the house, PFF gives us a true optimistic view for the Falcons this season. They gave us a true optimistic view. They think that we're going to have a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense. On paper, that's what they say. But we have to still see it. What gives you the optimism when it comes to this team, and how do you feel that this team is going to grow into something that could actually be detrimental to the NFL and especially our division?
I mean, I feel like they're selling us short on offense. I feel like we'll have a top 7 offense. Just my opinion. Now defense, I think we'll have a top 15 defense. But offense, I think we'll be light years ahead of whatever they're predicting. We got the rapport with the receivers now, and my guy was just thrown in there, just throwing Rudy Poots last year. Now this year he got lethal weapons out there, lethal weapons and connections. You know, if they put the work in, it's all about the work you put in. That's what you're gonna get out of it. So they're working hard. If they stay healthy, we're gonna have an amazing offense this year, and he will light it up. You know, he may not be running through people and making people collide into other people like Michael Vick did, but he will light it up with that arm. So I'm excited, man, for the start of the season. I feel like the offense will be better than what a lot of people are predicting. We'll have a top 7 offense, and that's just my opinion. And the defense will improve, but I say top 15. If they improve the top 5, it'd be great. But, you know, I just feel like we'll improve. But I think, you know, the defense is a work in progress, because we've had so many new faces on the defense, and we have to have time for those guys to gel. And it'll take probably, you know, 7-8 weeks for those guys to really gel, get used to playing once next to each other, figure out exactly how each other likes to play, you know, how they like communicate on the field. So it'll take a little time, but that's just my opinion on what the rankings will be going into this season, though.
And I think when you look at the optimism that they give for the fan base, we are in a situation to where this team has to make it. This division that we play in is not good right now. It's not. We have the talent to dominate this division. There's no excuses at this point. You've got players. You've got your quarterback. Even though he's a rookie this year, you definitely are going to put him in positions to where he's going to shine. There are going to be tough games. There are going to be ups and downs. However, at this stage of the game, you have no choice but to win a division this year. If you don't win the division, you've got to get to the playoffs, and you've got to get a wild card win. There's no excuses this year. I understand that it takes time to win, but when your franchise moves up and makes the aggressive moves that we've made the way that we did, and you're getting ready to bank your future on Penix and these 2 edge rushers, because let's be honest, it's not Bijan that's going to be the one that's going to cause your career to go up and down. It's your quarterback and your pass rushers at this point. Bijan is a significant part of our offense. So is Drake. But guess what? Edge rushers pretty much win games for you, and quarterbacks win games for you, if you really want to be honest in the way that the game is played now. Now, if we went back to the days of workhorses for running backs, you're pretty much going to draft the guy that's going to be able to take 20, 30 carries a game and be able to continue to deal out pounding and score touchdowns. But the way that the game is now, you're not able to do that. So we have to be in a situation to where we're a little bit more cognizant of having a great offensive line to keep your quarterback upright and keep him safe. Your edge rushers to be able to create pressure for these quarterbacks so that these safeties and corners are not running all day in the secondary and getting tired and getting beat for deep passes. This is something that we've lacked for a long time. We haven't had a pass rush, honestly, since 2017, folks. That's the best way I can describe it, because we were a top 10 defense in 2017. Now, when you really think about it, I think our defense has a chance to be a great defense this year. Not a good defense, a great defense. But we have to see, can Jerry Gray get this secondary together? Can Jeff Ulbrich get these linebackers together? And can Coach Ollie get this defensive line together? Because Coach Ollie has worked miracles for the Jets, the Colts, and the Texans. Now he's coming to Atlanta. Can he get the reps out of Arnold Ebiketie to be a top pass rusher as we would have hoped? Can he get Zach Harrison to the next level? Can he mold these two guys that we have? Can he keep Leonard Floyd in a position to where he continues to produce at a high level? There are so many questions that we've got to ask, but there's a lot of optimism where we can see the glass half full. So on that note, I got to change the topic a little bit. Raheem Morris was left outside of, he was on the outside looking in of the top 20 coaches. There were 20 coaches that were put ahead of Raheem Morris on the PFF list. It was just a random survey that they took and how they rated him. How do you feel about Raheem Morris being in a situation where he's left out into the open like that, just on the outside looking in?
I mean, like I say, it is what it is, man. I mean, he hasn't produced. So, I mean, speaking back what we talked about earlier about our record with Danny Cannell, I mean, he has to go and win ball games. I mean, I'm not really worried about where they got our coach placed at right now, where they got him. That's really, this spilled milk right there. I mean, we have to go out and prove ourselves and show and prove, and then maybe they can rank him a lot higher on the coaching list. But when you make ill-advised decisions on the field, you don't call timeouts, that's what you get. You better hope they didn't put you at 32nd, coach. So, I mean, hey, you can all you can do is move up from there where you are, where they have you on that list, and try to make smart, educated, well-thought-out decisions and quick decisions during games this upcoming season. And then they'll look at you and put you in a better light next year. Other than that, I don't have any accolades for Coach Raheem in that sense. I just feel like you need to go out there and do what you're supposed to do, that we pay you to do, and go win football games and get this organization back to a respectable plateau again.
And I gotta give it to you, man. What's going on, Debo Vibes? Y'all check out those boys over there. Him and our guy, T Will over there doing that thing, man. Shout out to T Will. Hopefully you're getting better, man.
Get better, man. Get better.
Join our prayers, brother. So shout out to Debo Vibes and those boys over there doing big things. Definitely gonna have Debo to creep up in here soon. But all I can say is, with Raheem Morris being left on the outside looking in, we've got to, all right, last year was his first year. He had a huge blunder. If he can build off of that blunder and actually fix his mistakes, I believe he's going to be within the top, I'll say even the top 10, dare I say, top 10 coaches. But because of the blunder that we had last year, that's the reason why he's on the outside looking in. He's pretty much, how can I put it? You remember the old song, K-Dub, of Orange Juice Jones, standing in the rain? That's what he's doing right now. He's holding hands out there in the rain. Yes. He's a squirrel trying to find a nut right now. That's the best way to describe him. That's all I'm saying. So, for my folks that was in the 80s or whatnot, Orange Juice Jones or whatnot, legendary song or whatnot, In the Rain, classic. That's what Raheem Morris is doing right now. He's in the rain, looking, watching everybody else get off right now. That's the best way to describe it at this point. When he actually gets everything together, I can honestly sit back and say he's going to be sitting in the penthouse at that point, watching the raindrops fall. That's pretty much what it's going to be.
I want him to see the raindrop fall, but right now,
but
the sour taste in our mouth is you better call them timeout, buddy boy.
But you know what's gonna happen if he screw up this year. He gonna pop out like Eddie Kane Jr. on the 5 Heartbeats. Just ain't nights like this. I wish that raindrops would fall.
And we're gonna come out there like the sand.
He gonna be like Eddie Kane in that shiny suit, popping out, literally popping out, and he's gonna be standing there. We gonna be looking at him just like Dresser looked at him when he was standing by the car. Shout out to Robert Townsend and the 5 Heartbeats, classic movie. If you've never seen it, you've done yourself a disservice. Please go watch it.
You have to have seen the 5 Heartbeats.
See, I got to be in my bag tonight, man. I'm feeling good. Training camp getting ready to start, and we're talking logical football about this team right now. But at this point, we also have to look at the possibility of Kirk Cousins becoming an LA Ram, just to switch it up a little bit. Kirk Cousins is now in a position to where he could possibly be Matthew Stafford's replacement. According to Sports Illustrated, the SI edition, and this was actually written by let me make sure I give the man his credit. You ended up getting I had to pull it up real quick. You had Brock Vieira who wrote the story. And the thing is, Kirk Cousins could succeed Matthew Stafford at the end of his career and pretty much out there in LA, because Stafford's already said he's getting to a point now that he's got his ring. He's starting to wind down, and Kirk is still wanting to start. Stetson Bennett is still trying to figure it out. He's not ready yet. So it would only make sense for us to try to get Kirk out there and get something for it. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. And in the article, this is what he was saying, is the potential could be lost. In a recent piece, and I'm going to pull it up for you guys, so I'm not just reading it. I want you guys to be able to get to see it. So I'm going to pull it up on the screen for you guys. Just waiting for it to get up. Here we go. So this is Sports Illustrated or whatnot. In a recent piece by CBS Sports, Tyler Sullivan alludes to current Atlanta quarterback Kirk Cousins potentially retiring just 2 years into his 4-year deal with the Dirty Birds. Cousins is both a Shanahan and McVay trained quarterback, serving Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay's QB1 during both men's stints with the Washington Commanders offensive coordinator. Kirk is in a fascinating situation at the moment, Sullivan wrote. The veteran is being paid $27.5 million this season to serve as a backup to Michael Penix Jr. for the Falcons. We got the most expensive backup in the league. I'm not even going to get into that. It's a whole nother conversation. But the club linked Cousins to a 4-year deal for $180 million in the contract last offseason, but benched him at the end of the season to make way for Penix, who was drafted in the first round in that same offseason. Trade speculation has run wild around Cousins, but no deal has come across the wire yet. But eventually, Cousins should land in a situation where he's rivaling for the starting job, and given that he's under contract through 2027, it's hard to see him walk away. I'm not going to read the whole article, but if you want to read it, go to SI.com. NFL Rams is actually posted. It's a great read. Please check that out. But Kirk Cousins is in a position at this point now to where he's the highest paid backup. We're going to have to get rid of this dude and unload this contract and let him go elsewhere and spend our money on something that we need. And that's going to be depth on this offensive line and defensive line at this point, and linebacking core. How do you feel Kirk would do in a McVay system, even though he knows it, and he'll have Stet the Jet right on his butt? How do you think he would do?
I mean, it's all about what Kirk still has left in the tank, man. The last time, saying, what have you done for me lately? And lately, we've seen him fall off a cliff. So until he shows me that he has the tank, right now he's our backup. And if we don't find a package to get him out of here to LA or wherever it may be, then we'll have this, stuck with him. We'll see when he comes in, if appendix, takes an injury or strains a calf or something like that, and he takes some time out and he has to come in and play, then we get to see Kirk Cousins. I can't believe Kirk Cousins. I think you're a liar right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about Kirk Cousins. I mean, he's not truthful. I used to feel like he was a truthful guy. He looked like a pretty humble, truthful guy. But last season has a sour taste in my mouth. And I'm really not even thinking about Kirk Cousins at this moment. If we get a deal done for him, we do. Or we don't. He's a backup quarterback, in my opinion, right now. The last thing he showed me was falling off a cliff, throwing picks, and then we lost our division. So that's just my opinion on Kirk Cousins. He gets out of here and goes to LA. That'd be great. We'll get him off our books, but I'm not to me right now. You got a backup quarterback. Sit down and hold that clipboard.
Well, my thing was we already talked about Kyle Pitts earlier because we were talking about the undrafted free agents, and we were saying that Josh Simon can actually challenge him for his job. Pretty much, that was what we already actually talked about. Finally, before we let the fans in here to talk for a few minutes, Shaq and the Falcons Legends podcast crew that consists of Roddy White, Julio Jones, and HD Harry Douglas. They had a flag football tournament in Henry County, really trying to expose women's sports a little bit more, and especially on the flag football side of things, because now that schools are giving out scholarships for StreamYard. Now that scholarships are being given out for ladies flag football, this right here is another avenue of great athletes that are actually trying to get into a situation where they're trying to help young ladies and help the sports for young ladies become a little bit bigger. Because now that you see that the Olympics is getting ready to have flag football, we want to have the best representation of the United States in pretty much in the Olympics. So starting, we called it powder puff back in the day, but starting flag football for the ladies or whatnot, I think that this should have been done a long time ago, and I think it would generate a hell of a lot of money. What about you, K-Dub? How do you feel this would actually generate money, resources, and how do you think it would help during the Olympics? Let me go ahead and fix this right here while you talk about it.
I mean, I feel like everything is positive. It could help in a lot of situations. Having a podcast to generate a buzz and everything of that nature. Anything that they can do is to spread the news about it is great. So, in my opinion, it'll be outstanding to do that. So I just feel like I piggyback off what you're saying, and it'd be great to do that and get that started.
No, I definitely agree. And I think everything that you're saying is right when it comes to that. But I think this is going to be beautiful to be able to have that. And who's to say that there are already professional football leagues for flag football out here. But what if we get a professional league to where everybody is actually putting up numbers? Everybody's actually putting some things together at this point. You know what I mean? And when you look at the money that's being spent here and you look at everything that's out here, you could generate a hell of a lot of money when it comes to women's flag football. You really could. And this is another way to motivate the next generation of athletes to come out here. And this also gets more women involved in football. It's not just you understanding the men's game. You're also understanding concepts and schemes when it comes to that. So when ladies are in a setting with young men or older men or whatnot, they're going to be able to hold their own, because guess what? If they playing, they understand the concept. They're learning the game. So respect to the ladies out here playing flag football, semi-professional tackle football, and any ladies that are involved. We definitely are going to always show love to the ladies that are out here that are involved in athletics in general. Like I said, man, we already had Miss D Todd on the show, who was a strong advocate and one of the pioneers for the Title IX. So Shout out to the former ACC assistant commissioner. And as I said before, we had one of the folks that were on here that was looking, and that's Miss Connie Carberg, who is the first woman scout in the NFL. And she definitely was one of the pioneers who trailblazed a path so ladies can have it. So what I'm doing right now, I've put the link in the chat, and I've also put it on my Twitter account as well. We're going to try to bring in some folks and some fans to talk a little Falcons football and just a little bit of what we covered this evening before we close this thing out. As we said before, we got somebody who's always in here. And if the Falcons play horrible or somebody plays bad, understand the X and the pink slips are coming out. We got pink slip Will in the building.
Will,
what's good, Will?
What's going on, fellas? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine.
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. What you got, man?
What you got?
Let me come back on. I don't know what's wrong.
We heard
I mean, we heard him perfectly on our end, but hey,
I guess
he
got to get
get
his bearings together.
Oh Lord, you got Cam, and you got Christy in the chat going at it over Kirk Cousins. I'm staying the hell out of there.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, Will?
What's up, man?
Go ahead.
What you got, man? We
got the flow.
Oh yeah, on the show.
Man, I'm just telling y'all, man, we just got to improve, man. I don't want to hear no more talking. You know what Raheem Morris, Radio Raheem, he got to get it together. But I said this, man, we got to sweep the division and start winning these games early. We can't play around with Tampa, Minnesota, all these games we got early. We got to just focus on beating the team. Play like it's your last. Like my question is the defensive tackle. I don't even worry about my linebackers. It's just the defensive tackle. Outside of Aurora and Fox, who do we have? Like outside of because I don't know about Brandon Dorless. I don't know if we could put him on third package in situations. Like I don't know if he's gonna be able to take that step. But moving forward, I think we're 11-6-16, and we go, stay consistent in it being healthy and put players in a good position to win.
Well, I look at it from that standpoint, as you said. We got to worry about this defensive line, because that's going to open up a lot of things. You say that you don't trust, you're fine with your linebackers. I'm going to be honest. I don't trust this linebacker coach just yet. I got to see it. I got to see it because that was one of the things that killed us last year was linebacker play with covering wheel routes, with being able to cover the middle of the field in different zones. They left the secondary assed out, if you want to be honest. They left them assed out. Not saying that everything was perfect, but the strength of this defense was the secondary for the Falcons.
Yeah.
So the linebacking core is the main piece that I'm worried about. We got Diablo that's here. We pretty much got J.D. Bertrand, who was a rookie. But we also, like I said before, when it comes to, and we also got Simmons, I already know, but when it comes to Jalen Walker, he's going to be an edge, but he's also going to be used as a linebacker. And outside of that, you still have to look at what we're going to try to bring into the fold. So, Coach Cam, what's good, man? And we got Nando in the building. What's happening?
Go ahead, Nando. I'm going to let you rock first.
What's going on?
Man, we barely can see you looking like Raiden with that hat over there, man. Raiden. Man looking like Raiden over there with that hat.
Yeah, man. No, I had to take out work for this one, man. I had to come see y'all. I be popping in when I can, They had to take an L on me on this one, but like I've been saying, and just gonna illustrate earlier, with all this competition at all these positions, you can't underside the fans no more. They not gonna treat us like street booty this season. Get these old folks out of here. All these folks y'all talking about gonna get cut. Yes, they're gone. They know they gone. Cause they see the young pup right there doing more than what they can do now. They seeing it. They ain't even put the pads on yet. Simon, by week 10, Pitts will be not starting. Amiyata, Graham, and Street will be cut. D. Alford will be cut.
Right. I think you gonna say that.
Troy Anderson, Lord knows, keep him out of Piedmont Hospital, like Ryan said. Let's keep him out the hospital. If we keep him out the hospital, we might see something.
Hey, listen. I hate to say it like that, but my man got a permanent wing over there. He got the penthouse suite over there. That's what he got. He got
TA wing. Troy Anderson
shoes.
wing over there.
And listen, he got a nurse on call for him every week. As soon as he come
man, they pulling his name on the building over there.
Listen, he just is listening. Troy Anderson is consistent as Will is with freaking pink slips. That's how consistent he is. Y'all almost cussed just now fooling around with Will.
Man, I tell you, but now they can't disguise us no longer. I mean, it's either put up or shut up for Terry Fontenot. Maybe Raheem, if you can't call them timeouts right and get your situational football acclimate together on your coaching, you're going to be right behind him. All right with it. We end up below 7. We end up below 7 wins. Radio Raheem is gone.
Radio. And we better sweep Carolina Panthers, y'all. We better sweep Carolina. I don't care what they got going on. We cannot lose to Carolina Panthers again, respectfully. No disrespect.
We will.
No disrespect.
We will. It's Atlanta. Atlanta will Atlanta. Just expect one disappointing game this season.
You got to quit poo-pooing other franchises, man. We got to come with it. Carolina gonna come.
Yeah,
come to win. I mean, this is NFL.
I understand that, but I'm just saying Carolina's not a competitive team right now. I'm just looking on paper like
competitively beat us last year.
Well, I'm gonna switch that Will to the Saints. We better sweep these Saints.
I'm gonna say this here. Now, everybody is free to have an opinion on that, but brother, in that situation, when you talk about Carolina, let's just be honest. Bryce Young just needed a few people in front of him for him to block.
There you go.
To realize this. Bryce Young is a hell of a talent. You put Bryce, I'm gonna give you this here. You put Bryce Young in our offense with what we got. Bryce Young literally carried Alabama with a wounded receiving core. It's not a fluke that Bryce Young and Alabama sliced up the Bulldogs the way that they did in the SEC championship game with Minchie and Minchie and Williamson. That's bad memories now, but let's be honest. When he has weapons, he's dangerous. You literally just gave him one of the top receivers in the country now to go along with Adam Thielen, and they got a tight end, and they have offensive linemen, man.
Panthers will be a tough out this season, Will. Panthers
not a gimme game, Will. It's not a gimme game, bro.
I'm just saying that we are talent more team than them. I'm just saying if my respect.
It may be us.
Will, we was more talented for the damn division. We had more talent last year. They beat us when they came back.
Yeah, you right.
It can flip. It be us and Carolina fighting for the division.
I'm gonna change Will acclimate to the Aints.
You still got to play the game.
Yeah, I understand. It be us. It be the coaching staff and the players not executing, and that's what I'm saying. Like we got to set the tone early.
Rivalry games are already hard. Rivalry
no doubt.
Any game that it is.
So
you just can't poo-poo on them and say, "Oh, we gonna beat them." Nah, bro. That's not.
It's gonna go to a wire, but I just don't want to be no tight game against no Carolina. I want to at least like put 14 points on them a dub. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, respectfully, because Carolina, they still need more pieces on their secondary. They only got JC Horn. I'm gonna just be real.
Will, I'm gonna do this, and then I gotta let Rich go.
Go ahead, let him coach.
I'm gonna give you this here. New Orleans literally had 2 wins when we played them, and we were supposed to beat them in the second game. And had a busted up roster. And they still think about it. 2 weeks in a row from Seattle doing it and New Orleans doing it. The 2 worst teams at that time in the league last year revitalized the rest of their season by getting the jump start and beating Atlanta. So you can't sit there and say that we're gonna have an easy out, man. It's
no.
Easy every Sunday. No, it's not even a guaranteed dub. It's supposed to be a dub, but it ain't guaranteed because guess what? You still as the legendary former New York Jets coach says, Herm Edwards, you play to win the game.
Yeah,
you still got to play to win the game.
Yeah, you right. And and one more thing, I'm gonna let y'all cook, man. I'm gonna be at that Patriots game. We got to beat them. I know it's gonna be a tough one, but I want us to beat them bad. Cause
They still
these keep
trying to
making fun
figure
of
out
us.
their roster, man.
I'm just saying though, cause I'm just saying Patriots got a good defense though. Them dudes got some good defense players on each roster.
But
I'm
they
just
got to get
saying.
their offense together because guess what? If they can't score points, they're not gonna beat us.
Yeah.
Rich, what's good, man?
Man, not much. I ain't gonna cap to you though. I do feel William Amy, but the only reason I feel I'm on that Carolina is because they still hanging their hats on that last. If you go look at every media outlet, every podcast, it's always the game of that last game against us that Bryce is finally coming into his own. And it's like, have y'all seen the Panthers fans talk about us lately? Like I'm in the Panthers Falcons rivalry group, right? The only game they talk about is the game against us. They don't talk about no other game that they won during the season. They keep talking about the game they won after our defense clocked out mentally.
Rich, remember this.
Why would they? It's a rivalry,
Nando
bro.
Nando about to be pissed when I say this, but you know what? See, I done had to deal with some of your fan base, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. It's just like Alabama fans. Alabama fans hang their hat on that last win that they got over Georgia, but they discredit all the other stuff that happened last year. They quick to bring that up. That's just how Panther fans do it. And Nando, you know I'm not lying, because guess what? Y'all love to hold that over Georgia fans' head. That, oh, yeah, we got y'all. We gonna get his thing. And I'm saying this here. I done had to argue with folks on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. I done had to argue with them. They think that they just gonna waltz up in Sanford Stadium and get an easy dub, and they feel as if that we gonna cause a mistake. We ain't lost at home since 2019.
Right? No.
So it's just like that. It's just like think about it. But the difference between Alabama and Panther fans is Alabama actually win. So I can't trash them too bad like we do Panther fans. But the sentiments are still the same. You're going to talk trash and you're going to hold that last dub you had over somebody's head. Yes or no?
That's the thing. I'm not saying y'all didn't get better. I even admit that the Panthers have gotten actually a lot better throughout that draft, because I know some of the people they drafted, I wanted us to get, like Nick Scorcher. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna deny that, but just the way they talking is man, if you go in that group on Facebook, man, the way they talking is like they really one media outlet said that Michael Penix is nowhere near Bryce Young as far as quarterback play. And that really sort of, and I get it because he's been in the league longer, but that really did sort of piss me off. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like,
but here's the thing, Rich. Here's the thing.
They never had to go get benched to get act together.
But let's put it like this though. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. In that media setting, right? Are you going to big up the opposing quarterback for your rival's team, or are you going to big up your quarterback to build up his confidence so he goes into the season with an ability to play the game?
That wasn't even they media outlet. This was just like a PFF almost. This was like someone who's neutral. They don't like neither one of us, but they still think Bryce is a better man. I'm gonna be honest. Penix have been getting a lot of hate. He get a lot of love, but he's been getting a lot of hate. Cause did you see that new quarterback list? They have the Saints quarterback
30.
rated above him.
So
it's biased,
look, I'm getting ready to be like a big kid. So what? Let them have them ring. Quit crying. Look,
I think they're taking that narrative back to Desmond Miller.
No,
they taking that narrative back to Desmond Miller.
Make me break out. Y'all are about to make me break out a box of damn.
They compare Penix to Desmond Ritter.
Y'all crying over this. Look, if Michael Penix wants to get out of that category, he got to prove it.
He got to win.
3 games is not enough.
I absolutely agree, Rob.
The hell what? He played 3 games. I don't give a damn about the positivity. The man has not played long enough. And here's the thing. When he proves it, then you can say that. But until then, like I said at the beginning of the show, we did a lot of things that put us in a situation to garner criticism, first and foremost, whether we like it, whether we don't like it, but it's facts. You can't be mad because you can't judge a guy off of 3 games.
They had the Saints rookie ahead of Michael Penix, who hasn't played 1 game, not Derek Carr. If it was Derek Carr, I'd have understood.
No, I see what you're saying, but let's
be real.
Don't
matter. It
don't matter. They want you to be talking about this.
They're going off.
You falling for that banana in the tailpipe, Richard. Get out of here with that mess, man.
Here's my thing. They going off project. Listen, now see, Rich, you getting ready to get a 5 started that I'm gonna have to put out because I already see this one getting ready to start. I ain't letting that happen tonight. No. See, you about to start some mess tonight. No. Listen. We gonna be bowing heads on here. And what bowing heads mean? We removing folks off the space if this happened. No. We bowing heads tonight. And here's my thing. You can't sit there and be mad at these folks because they're sitting there judging the potential. They can judge Penix because they've seen him play. They hadn't seen him play. So they're going off the potential and the weapons that they have in New Orleans, which ain't much, but still. I'm just sitting here laughing because they still are well coached. Damn. We should have swept them jokers last year.
Yep.
And we had a coach that just screwed it up. So I can see why they're going to give the edge to this quarterback over Michael Penix Jr., which I think is asinine. But when you got a coach that's going to sit there and screw it up, Penix can put up all the numbers he wants. But if we're losing, it's still not going to be good. So again, until we start winning games that we're supposed to win and not letting these jokers get off, it's going to be the same old conversation. So no matter how much positivity and how much you stand up for the quarterback, I'm speaking on a lot of y'all in this fan base, it doesn't matter. He's got to prove it. And until he proves it, you're just pretty much just like them, putting booty noise out there, booty chatter. You farting out your mouth. That's the best way to describe it. Because
and Ryan, I was gonna say too, Ryan, what if they compared the moniker to Ritter's 4 games to Penix's 3 games? See what I'm saying?
That's a whole different story.
That's what I think they're using.
No, they did.
That's what I think they're using. That's what I think they're using.
Nah, it's certain media outlets that did that too.
Penix outplayed Ritter.
Yeah, I saw that too, Rich.
Got to look at it like this. We had Arthur Smith calling the plays at that time. So you really got apples and oranges.
Right.
Apples and oranges in there. Lastly, fellas, before we get up out of here, I want to ask y'all something. When it comes to the expectations of what's going to happen on this season or whatnot, we're getting underestimated. Danny Cannell said 7-10. I said the worst is 10-7, 11-6 with how this schedule shakes out. What do you think is going to be the thing that you look for from this team in one word with the Falcons? What is one thing that you're going to look for in this team, characteristic-wise, that you want to see with this team that's going to get this team over the hump to winning the division and getting the playoffs? Sum it up in one word.
CONSISTENCY. Consistency.
Coach Cam said it. He said consistency. Okay. You spelled it out or whatever. I got you. I got a blue ribbon for you too for the spelling bee today. Thank you.
I'm gonna say body language on the field. I need to see all body language. I don't need to see that Kyle Pitt body language this season.
Oh hell
Please
no!
Stop saying his name, sir. Stop saying his name.
Just say number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8, coach. Number 8.
This is migraine. I just got rid of it. Y'all keep bringing it back.
He gone, coach. Don't worry about it. He gone. By week 10, he gone. By week 10, they got go.
Man, listen.
My word is gonna be I want to see some tenacity this season.
Thank you.
Like that word.
Yeah.
Rich, what you got?
I want to see some urgency.
Ooh.
There we go. I like
Ooh, we.
For me, matriculation.
Mm.
The reason I say matriculation in this situation, I need to see if my coach has learned from his mistakes from last year and he's going to grow. I need to see if my offensive coordinator has learned how to use his weapons, matriculating off these mistakes. My defense, I need to see what my leaders are on my defense. What are they like now that they have new leadership? Are they going to grow with the leadership or are they going to grow apart? Because it's all good right now. It's all good in training camp. What is it going to be like when the bullets are live and y'all don't see eye to eye? Are you going to be able to work through that and matriculate to a victory? Or are you going to matriculate and find a new way to lose?
Well, I'm gonna say chemistry and a lot of passion, man. Chemistry and passion, bro. Them two right there.
Okay. And leaving it like that, you've literally said consistency, passion, matriculation, tenacity. It's so many words that you can say that you want to see out of this team. However, with the Atlanta Falcons, there's so many questions, but little answers. But we're going to get our answers coming up when September hits. Not during the preseason, not during the offseason, when everybody sits outside in that hot sun cheering for plays. Because let's be honest, they're going to practice in front of you guys, but they're not going to really show you anything out there.
But hold on thing, Ryan, though. But one more thing, I need Raheem Morris to have these starters playing preseason. I'm just saying because they need to at least play 1 to 2 minute series, bro. We need that chemistry going before the season because I don't want no hiccups when we play against Tampa. That's all I got to say. All right, Radio Raheem, please start your starters in preseason to get
Well,
the
I
rush
agree
and
with
get ready
what
for the
They have to.
preseason.
They got to see what they got on defense.
I'm tired.
I'm getting ready to save all y'all, all these soliloquies y'all getting ready to go into. I'm getting ready to save y'all. He ain't starting the damn starters in the preseason. You know this. Think about it. After he lost Trice last year, you
Yeah, he
really
definitely
think
not
he
doing
gonna do
it.
that? Come on, man. I want to see him in the series. I agree with y'all, but
Mhm.
you know what this man has said, and he's stubborn. He's stubborn as a government mule. You
But
know that.
he did say one thing that I did like. He
What's up?
said this year he is no red shirts this year. Period.
It ain't
On
gotta
either
be
side
no
of the
red
ball.
shirts, but how many of his starters are you gonna see play?
No, that's what
Not
he was
many.
saying. He was saying like last year. He said in his put it like this. He said in his press conference there will be no red shirts like he did last year.
I'm gonna tell you this here. I know I was born in Georgia, raised around Florida, but damn it, tonight I'm from the show me state. I'm from Missouri tonight, damn it.
Yeah.
You got to show me. Y'all can go to hell with all this. And yeah, I said y'all go to hell because right now y'all spitting booty chatter. I don't believe it until I see it. See, right now,
I just think it's
hold up.
possible.
You know what? We might have another 10 minutes of this. Hold up. See,
Nah,
I was trying to end the show. See, this why you can't let folks get up in here like this here. This why I got to start moving folks at times. Damn it, I got to turn into the bad guy.
Hey, Ryan, I'm out of here, bro. I'm out of here.
No.
I can't.
Y'all want to slide up out of
Nah,
here?
don't leave
I'm
now.
out of here, bro.
Don't leave now, coach.
Man,
Let him go get a word in.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is this, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. You have to put yourself in a position for believability. We have no believability, man. None at this point. So until we get that believability, it's still gonna be the same bouffale. And if you don't speak Creole, bouffale is a word I can't say in English, but if you know a little Creole, you know what I'm saying. Right? Bouffale. So shout out to all my Haitians out there, my Zoes. You know how it goes, man. But shout out to Rich, Nando, Will, Coach Cam for coming through. The magnificent Birdcage crew always holding it down. Man, we got something that's going to be coming for you guys in a couple of weeks. A hell of an interview. We're setting that up right now, but just know there's a NFL legend coming into this building. So understand, we got an NFL legend coming into the cage in a few weeks. So y'all stay tuned, stay put. Hey, man, definitely appreciate y'all. Rich, let the folks know where they're going to find you because I know you tried to do a show today, but had some minor technical difficulties. We definitely understand that. So tell the folks where they're going to find your show.
Y'all can find me at Dirty Falcon Podcast on YouTube. Just go and type in Dirty Falcon Podcast. I plan to do my first show. I was gonna do it today at 6 just to, try it out. But I plan on doing it probably either tomorrow I just say tomorrow because I haven't decided whether it's gonna be the morning or the afternoon or nighttime. But I'm gonna try it out tomorrow for about 30 minutes to an hour just to see, how everything go. Cause I just had a problem getting on here because somehow I'm still logged into my StreamYard and it wouldn't click me in here. So I had to do some other magical tricks to even get in here. So I really don't know how to run it yet. But I'm going to still get up and I'm going to try it tomorrow. We're going to talk Dirty Falcon football.
Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate you, Rich, for coming through, man. Nando, what's your channel, man? Because I know last time we had a bit of a snafu. Tell the folks about your channel you got getting ready to start, or if you're starting one.
No, I still have my Facebook group, Atlanta Fans Falcon Free Talk on Facebook. That's why I share all the guys that I jump in with, that I talk with and interact with. I share my things to y'all to do the share, but to grow everybody's likes and shareability to try to grow audiences. But otherwise, I'm in the works to try to do my own thing, but it's coming. Yeshua got me, and it's gonna happen. It's in due time. It's all on his time.
Keep all faith in me. Don't act impatiently. I'll give you what I owe in due time. I gotta bring a little CeeLo up in here, man. Shout out to the good B. Gotta bring it classic ATL. You know how we get down, man. Appreciate you, Nando, for coming through. And my guy K-Dub, thank you as always for doing your thing, man. It's a hell of a show. We got some more stuff coming, so check out Bumper to Bumper on your early in the mornings, on your way to work if you can. If you can't, always catch the replay. Also with this show, the regular show, the Birdcage. Check us out. If you didn't catch this show live, you can always go back to YouTube and rewind it. We got some stuff for you and a few things in the future. So as we say up in here, man, you either get right or you get left, man. We'll catch you next Thursday at 8 p.m. Ghosts.